Hello and welcome to another great video on Back of the Net. And today we're going to be chatting with Tony Funnell about our fantastic fundraiser. Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Brilliant, really nice. So much happy now. Things are going really, really good.
Do you mean in terms of you personally in life?
Well, yeah, that's fine. Also, the fact that we did have, unfortunately, our treble went down, so we had nothing in the bank to give to Forest Holme, which was disappointing. But maybe Sam can give us some positive news.
Yeah, I can. Hello, Mr. Funnell. Hello, Mr. Tigg. So yes, obviously at the very start of what we said, we were going to do the 100 funnel fixtures. We said that if we have any profit, we will, put all that into the balance. But at the minimum, we'll put in the £20 anyway. So that has gone onto the Just Giving page already. But also, we just want to say thank you so much to everyone that has donated already, because we don't really know what we're going for, do we, Mr. Tiggs, in terms of money wise? It's sort of an elastic amount because we don't know what we're capable of raising, really.
No, we don't. Obviously, as high as possible. And I know I like to echo just what Sam said there. Thank you so much, anyone who has donated already. Some of you have been incredibly generous, which is fantastic. But as Tony said previously, you don't have to give a lot. So if there's anyone out there and they're thinking, should I go and donate? Yeah, go on, do it now. Ooh. Do it now, please, because we've got some fantastic prizes up for grabs.
Yeah, we have, and I'm interested to hear from Mr. Funnell about what we've got in terms of prizes, because we alluded to one of the prizes being a round of golf with yourself, but I gather you've got some news on that, Tony. But can you just first tell us a little bit about the charity that we're raising money for?
Yeah, it's Forest Holme Hospice in Poole. And they specialise in end-of-life care for both patients and families. And they do a tremendous amount of work right across Dorset. And it's an amazing charity to donate to.
Oh, brilliant. And as you can see on screen, there is actually a picture with Eddie and JT with some of the staff members. So it's a charity that the AFCB have supported before as well. So, it's certainly one close to the club's heart as well. So that's a brilliant charity, isn't it, Mr. Tiggs?
It is a fantastic charity and a really well chosen one by Tony. And if you do get a chance to go and look on the Just Giving page, so I really hope you all do, you'll see there are lots and lots of comments about the wonderful work that the charity do, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah, amazing. So obviously we started off with this 100 funnel fixtures. We thought, let's put in what we can make. We didn't make anything. Obviously, those 3 bets, they let us down. So we put the money in, but also people have donated, which is great. And they're donating in order to win some prizes, aren't they, Tony Funnell? And one of the prizes has been basically invented by yourself. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it did sound good at the time. It was a round of golf with myself, plus lunch. And it would have been a lovely day for someone to win. But I think I've taken it up a notch or two now.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Well, your friend and mine, and everyone's in Poole because everyone loves him, Harry Redknapp, is going to join us for a round of golf. And
You're absolutely kidding me.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing.
We all know that he loves a round of golf as well, don't we?
He loves a round of golf. He loves to chat. He loves to laugh. Whoever wins it is going to have an amazing day.
That's super. And, we also just wanted to emphasize something we said on the last video, that even if you don't play golf, it's worth entering because you can always gift that prize to something else. And it's just worth clearing up, Mr. Tiggs, as well, that it is a mega prize, isn't it? It's not like a raffle. So one person takes all. So, you get that. I mean, that is the star prize, isn't it? And have you played golf with Harry before, Tony?
No, I haven't, no.
Oh, so there might be a bit of competition there.
Yes, you never know. Yeah, it was interesting. I was messing around on Sunday, and I was thinking, how we doing with the fund forecast and the charity, and it was going up a little bit, and I just wondered how can we make it be better for people to have a go and donate. And I suddenly thought, I wonder if Harry would have a go. because I've seen Harry in the past on occasions, and he's always said, anything I can do to help, you or any of the lads, just give us a shout. So I texted him and told him what I was doing and said, would you play as well? Because it would give it a tremendous boost. And it didn't take very long for him to come back and say, of course I would, no problem at all.
Absolutely brilliant. And in traditional podcast interview style, I've gather you're going to be having some food halfway through, like you did on our interview.
Well, we'll probably have some jam and roly-poly. I think Sandra is sorting that out for us.
That's brilliant.
That's absolutely superb. So yeah, that prize alone, it's invaluable for the experience, and whoever wins it, I hope you take lots of footage because we'll be wanting to show that off on the podcast. But also I can announce that we've got another prize as well. Our friends at the Rope and Anchor in Poole. It's in Sarum Street in Poole, right in the heart of Old Town Poole, just by the old Waterfront Museum. Is it the Poole Museum now? I don't know what they call it, but just around the corner from there. It's actually run by Cherries fans, and they are donating a £50 voucher as well. So you take your family and have a meal, and £50 voucher. It's a great pub, as you can see on screen. A really friendly pub, a good range of beers, ales and wines, and their food is very well reviewed too. And really pleased. Thank you very much to Dan for that. If you want to pop by for a pint at any point, do mention Back of the Net, because I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that we were the people that sent you. But you can win that as well, so that's fantastic. Also, what else we got?
Well, Sam, we've also got a voucher for the Superstore, the Bournemouth Superstore, which has just been reopened this month of August, and we've also got Back of the Net merchandise, which is very sought after, and it leads us nicely into the funnel forecast because nobody has won one yet. So if you do win our competition, you'll be the first person ever to get one of these.
I think it's got to be something that's carried on next season to have a challenger, because I think the format works, and also Tony's predictions. He is the ex-professional. He does know football well, and no one can beat him. And it's almost going to become a little challenge now to see if anyone can outwit him. But clearly they can't, Tony.
No, I think I agree with you. It's a good format, and we should carry it on. And also, I think as many people as possible should come and have a go, because it's a bit of fun.
Yeah,
we will enjoy it.
So in order to donate, it is a minimum £2 donation, isn't it, to the Just Giving page? And we've got the link at the bottom there. It's afcbpodcast.com/fundraiser. That'll redirect you to the Just Giving page, and you can actually see the Just Giving page on your screen now. So that is the current balance. And you know what, as we said, it's kind of elastic, because we didn't really know how much we're capable of. We've only got, I don't know how many subscribers we're on at the moment and our kind of social media altogether, but it's one of those things we just didn't know how much. But obviously we want to try to raise as much as possible, and we're going to keep this active until sort of mid-August, around August the 15th, and then on the following day we'll do a draw, and then whoever wins, I'm sure you're excited about the bottle opener on its own, but the £50 voucher as well, the £20 one for the Superstore, and of course the invaluable round of golf with Tony Funnell and Harry Redknapp. So afcbpodcast.com/fundraiser, and it's clear, we want to make it clear that to put your name in the hat is just £2, so that's your donation. However, Mr. Tiggs, the more you put in, the more chance there is of winning, isn't it?
Yeah. If you can put in more money, you get more entries, which is fantastic. So, every £2 that you put in, you get another entry. So if you put in £20, that's 10 entries. That's this fantastic price.
Can I just add one thing there? Because what I was going to say was, obviously, if you're a business, why not have £10 goes or £20 that goes? If you win, what a prize to give one of your clients. And also, just say, for instance, one of us was at a charity dinner right now, and that prize come up. How much would that go for? A round of golf with King of the Jungle, football legend Harry Redknapp.
Yeah, you know what? I've been to various sort of corporate events before where they have some kind of raffle, and it's just something very simple, sort of less prestigious prize than that, and it goes for a lot of money. So we're obviously hoping that that can spark a lot of people to, donate to, first and foremost, what an amazing charity and amazing work that the Forest Holme Hospice in Poole do. Do check out their website for more information on that. But just to drive it home, fantastic charity. It's close to Tony Funnell's heart, and that's the address: afcbpodcast.com/fundraiser. Now, earlier on in the show, we showed a picture on screen of Jason Tyndall and Mr. Eddie Howe with some Forest Holme Hospice staff, and it's been a tumultuous sort of week and a half, hasn't it, Mr. Tiggs?
Yeah, very, very strange. If I'm honest, even last night I was thinking to myself, did that week happen? It just still hasn't really properly, fully come home to me yet. And I don't think it will do until an appointment is made for a more permanent manager at the club. But yes, a very emotional time. And I think it was quite emotional for you, Sam, wasn't it, on Meridian the other day?
Mate, right. So I'll play the clip. So basically, I was asked to go down from ITV. I speak to Andrew Pate quite a lot, who's their sports reporter. And he said, like we usually do it over Zoom or Skype or whatever. He said, come down to Dean Court and, have a chat with us for 5 minutes. And that's what I did. I had some notes ready, so I wasn't stuck with what to say. And you know what it's like. Speak to the media for 5 minutes. They'll use a 20-second clip. And they use possibly the most embarrassing clip there is. This is what they used. Let's play it now. And it's the way that he composes himself. I think he's a really good ambassador for the club. It's going to be strange to not have him on the touchline because he's always been the voice of reason, and I'm truly going to miss him and his smile. So they went with the line of, I'm going to miss his smile. I could have talked about the charity work he does, the amazing 8-0 wins, the promotions, -17 administration, but they went with the line of, I'm going to miss his smile, like, on ITV News.
The thing I love about it, absolutely love about it, Sam, is I watched it and it looks like, and I had loads of text messages from people who know that I know you, and they've said to me, is he all right? Is he all right? Because it looks like you're on the verge of tears. But what I know, because I know you, is I know you're thinking of like, what else can I tell them? Because I've already told them about the charity work. I've already told them about this that he's done, that he's done. And they're still asking me the same question. I miss his smile. Is this between myself and Jeff Hayward, that's obviously on the podcast, I mean, what I'll also do is play out this bit from BBC Radio 5 Live, because this is when Jeff was on the radio chatting alongside Tommy Elphick on Sunday afternoon. Have a listen to this.
Albeit we got relegated, but we were all looking forward to rebuilding. As Chris said, we were looking back on 5 years of fantastic achievement in the Premier League and thinking, yeah, we can get back there under Eddie and with a new squad. And sorry, it's just very emotional, and we're all devastated, absolutely devastated. The man is a legend and will continue to be a legend for many, many years to come.
Are you okay, Jeff?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, don't apologise at all.
Well, I think this season, if ever there was a season.
So, Mr. Tiggs, it's not just me whose voice was breaking, because obviously you can tell there he was getting a bit emotional.
Yeah, completely. And, that sort of sums up Eddie, doesn't it? And then our affections for him. And I think I've said this, and this is how I feel about it. Eddie's taken a break. That's how I'm looking at it. And I still think he will one day come back. I think there's a third chapter to his love with this club, at the very least. And one day we'll see him again. It might be in a year, it might be in 20, but, he'll always be linked to us, won't he?
Yeah, and, you said you nearly shed a tear. I mean, as podcast people, we're just 21st century men, Tony, aren't we? In touch with our emotion. Jeff's crying, I'm bawling live on ITV. Tony Funnell, how do you feel? Because it's in the end of an era, isn't it? He's been back at the club. His second spell alone was, approaching 8 years. and it's going to be really strange not to see his face on the touchline, isn't it?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I was shocked. I had the telly on, and it come running on underneath, and I said to my wife, I said, "Look at that!" I just couldn't believe it. I mean, total shock. I mean, Eddie Howe he's Mr. Bournemouth, wasn't he? You know, he'll never be forgotten. He's done such amazing work at the club, you know, taking them from Division 2 right up to the Premiership. And, you know, so it's just outstanding what he's done.
I'm interested, Tony, because I mean, over the years, you've attended a lot of Bournemouth games. You played there, but you've also attended as a guest and done different work at the football club. You've seen a lot of football, and Eddie brought a certain brand, didn't he? And I just wonder what you think the football club will do next. Do you think that they will try and maintain that kind of same brand of football, or do you think we'll see something else? And what would you like to see?
I'd like to see the same brand because myself, like many other supporters who go there, they love the style of football the Bournemouth play. So, I do hope they keep playing the same way. And like you, I hope that there is another chapter and he does come back.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. The words that I was a bit confused by, as I've said to you, Mr. Tiggs, is the new direction. Because a new direction insinuates that the appointment may be external, perhaps, because if you're happy, I mean, Jason Tyndall's name's been mentioned, Stephen Purchase. If you're having his name, it's just continuity of the old direction. And for people that have been ingrained with Eddie Howe's philosophy, that philosophy runs from the very top right down, through the youth system. I think what Eddie meant on his letter, I mean, obviously that letter was created by the club and Eddie. It wasn't just him. I think it's maybe just new ideas. And, sometimes some fans thought that maybe Eddie Howe was not receptive of new ideas and maybe could be a bit stubborn, maybe favours the old guard. So, has any part of you yet sort of got over the morning and are you maybe thinking this could be an exciting chapter for AFCB, or are you still very much pessimistic about the situation?
I think you know me well enough to know, Sam, that I will be as positive as I can be going forward. You have to be. You've got to look at things positively. I don't know. It depends what the next person brings. I think Eddie I think he is probably stubborn. And ex-players have said that he's stubborn, but he's stubborn because stubbornness worked for him. Let's be honest. I think Jeff said it, didn't he? 12 seasons, one bad one. And you have to look at it and think, well, why did that not work this season? I think there's so many things that cause that to kind of fall away not in the way that he expected it to. And I think he probably found that very frustrating. I think going forward, a fresh voice probably makes sense. I guess it's hard to separate Eddie the person from Eddie the manager. And Eddie the person, I'd want there forever.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, Tony Funnell, you're about to say something.
Well, I was going to say a lot of the top managers are stubborn in their ways. That's the way they work. Like you said, they know what works for them, and you can't say too much about it after what he's done with Bournemouth over the 10 to 12 years.
It's going to be a sort of big loss, and it feels like part of the identity of the club is lost. And obviously, as fans, we're wanting some kind of decisive action as soon as possible. I know it's not the quickest thing to do to appoint a new manager, but if it is Jason Tyndall, fair enough. We'll all get behind him. We're going to have to rewrite some fan songs pretty damn quickly, considering all of them are about, one, being in the Premier League, and two, all of them about Eddie Howe. However, maybe Jason Tyndall was the brains behind it all along, Tony. Mr. Tiggs, that is, sorry. You never know. That's
right. Yeah. Well, the thing is about Jason, you have to remember this about him, is he actually managed before Eddie did. He was over at Weymouth, and he was put with Eddie because they thought that he would be a steady hand to help him because he's had that previous experience. So I think probably we hear less from Jason, don't we? But I don't doubt that his heart beats for this club probably just as strongly as Eddie.
And another name that's been mentioned was Mark Mosley. And Tony Funnell, were you impressed by what he's done at Weymouth so far? I mean, 2 promotions in a row into the conference, or the National League as it is now. I mean, it's an incredible achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, he's done brilliant. Yeah, it's so difficult. I mean, you don't want a knee-jerk reaction and go straight for another manager sometimes. And also, I'd say Jason Tindall has had quite a big say over the years. I don't think, I think he knows a lot more than people might think. It's a very difficult situation. And, you say like Eddie's had one bad year. I also tend to think he's had a bad year of injuries. I honestly think that he's got a good squad of players there. And without the injuries, I don't think they would have gone down.
Yeah, one thing that I just want to ask both of you, what would you favour, an internal appointment or an external? I'll start with you, Tony Funnell.
If Jason Tindall wants the job, I think I'd go with keep things as they are. I wouldn't jump straight away into a new manager. I'd stick with Jason Tindall, yeah.
Fair enough, Mr. Tiggs.
I think as things stand at the moment, I feel similarly to Tony. I've been sitting here because I thought this question might be coming. I can't remember the last time that we appointed somebody who didn't have some kind of connection with our football club. I was trying to think back through the previous managers, and all of them have either worked at the club or played for us. So I'd like to, if anyone in the comments can tell me the last time we appointed somebody outside of our.
Was Paul Groves involved?
He was in our youth. I mean, he was working at the club when we appointed him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's right. It's and we've always been a club that's done that, but I think Eddie's been the sort of main man and has managed to get us up to Premier League level. I'm just thinking that if it is a new change of direction, I think part of me thinks if we're going to get rid of Eddie, let's just freshen it up completely. But you don't have that rock then. You don't have that fallback. We've always had a person that's had a long time association with the club who we can almost like fall back on. But, when the manager fails, it's just we will turn into another club. And it is really sad to see. And, ultimately, I think the relegation on the final day of the season was the factor that kind of made it happen. But also people were talking about, there's no, legacies. And it's very interesting hearing. I don't know if you heard what Eddie Mitchell said, did you, Tony Funnell?
No, I didn't know.
Yesterday. Well, Mr. Tiggs, you did about, the lack of, tangible assets, talking about the training ground and the stadium. And, I know he was maligned, not aligned. And he often used his own companies to do the work. But when you sort of look at it, he sorted the car park out. Of course, we don't win trophies for that. He extended the club shop. He put the South Stand in. He was a person who was, very hands-on, and he had a relatively brief tenure. And we managed to do it when we didn't necessarily have the money that we have now. So you sort of think about it.
He pushed the club forward a lot, didn't he? In a lot of areas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's interesting to kind of hear what he says, really, because after he's left the club, he hasn't really said much about it, has he, Mr. Tiggs?
No, and I think you have to remember about him. He's a wily guy. No doubt about it. He deals with a lot of people daily, and he's the kind of guy that I suppose if you put in front of the council, you put in front of structured in, then maybe his negotiation skills would be a little bit different, and I don't know, maybe we would have moved a bit further forward. I mean, that's always been the stumbling block, isn't it, for us?
Yeah. But, you could say that if he was the chairman at the time, his focus would have been on the physical assets, and the footballing side may have not been as competitive, and we might have been out of the Premier League first season. So, you just never know. But what we have created is a load of memories. And, Tony Funnell, out of the Premier League 5 years, have there been any standout moments that you'll always remember for AFC Bournemouth?
Just the outstanding football that they've played.
Yeah.
Because that is the one thing. If you sit in the stands, people say, when other teams come, they say, I wouldn't want to be watching that every week. Look at how we play. And to be able to play like that in the Premiership as a little club as Bournemouth started, only been in there 5 years ago, and everyone thought they'd drop down straight away. And we played some great football all the way through. It's been, that's excellent. What I worry about is I wouldn't want the club to jump into like a new managership and things change too much, And then, because some clubs, they go on a downward spiral for 2 or 3 years because the wrong things are happening. And a new manager comes in, then another new manager comes in, and he wants to change. They've got some difficult decisions to make. And
no, definitely, Tony.
They'll make the right ones, and we can progress. And the Premiership won't be so far away. We'll be back there.
No, you almost want someone to walk in, don't you, and go, do you know what? I love it how it is. Just, show me where my office is. I'm not going to change a lot. But, I'll tell you one thing that's not going to be changing, and that is the funnel forecast. So we will be back again next season. Tony's got to do his homework on the Championship players, and that will keep him busy for the next few weeks. And the season is fast approaching. Before that, though, of course, bring us back to where we were at the beginning. Get on there. Please give your donations. Fantastic, wonderful, smashing, incredible prizes up for grabs.
Keep donating. Thanks, everybody.
You heard it here from the Tony. Thanks from Tony, thanks from Sam, and thanks from me. Adios.